welcome, welcome. So welcome everybody to the show. And I'm Aley from Heart and Soul Connected, and I'm pleased to have my friend Val from Dragonfly Crystals and other channels. Important to note, the Discovery Channel and Next Level Channel.
The Disclosure Channel.
Disclosure Channel. I'm so
that's all right. I do that myself. the next Level Channel. But yeah, it's easy to do that. I've done it during a live show.
Oh, really? Oh,
the Discovery Channel. No, Disclosure.
Well, you are uncovering and discovering. So
it's true.
Yeah, absolutely. Anyway. Before we start today, which is, I will be reading from the Akashic Records and Val will be providing the questions. I want you to know that you can put questions in that would benefit the community or, a group of people that Val will consider asking me while I'm in that situation. Mm-hmm. But before we start, I want to tell you about some classes that are coming up. And the first one I have is on the 13th of September from 11 to 1. I'm going to be having a dream workshop, which it's been a couple of years since I did it. And it's going to be just one afternoon. But a lot of you that already are with me are already really wonderful dream analysts, and you probably won't be interested, but that's okay. And then I'm going to have the ancestral healing class again, starting on the 27th of September, for those who want to know. Val is going to have her Akashic Records class on the 20th of September, and you can go to dragonflycrystals.store to find out any other information. She and I are also doing a advanced mediumship class in September as well.
It's August 22nd, everyone. Advanced.
Oh, so it's Saturday. It's this Saturday, and we have 3 sessions. Yeah.
It's this Saturday.
Yeah.
So if you want to sign up, go to dragonflycrystals.store for the advanced mediumship. If you've taken a mediumship class, come on in. The water is fine.
It's just like part 2.
Part 2. Come on,
come on
down.
Up.
Come on down.
And so if you're interested in I also am starting to offer spiritual counseling sessions if people are interested in that. All of that is on my website, heartandsoulconnected.online. So Kaja, we're not doing any personal questions about who you were in the past life, honey. This is just a general Akashic readings. For instance, asking questions about the nature of reality or pyramids or things like that.
You'll universal questions.
Universal
questions.
Yep. All right. So why don't we get started?
Okay,
you can go ahead and flip that.
I'll change you out. Or let's see how, is it like that? Yeah. Okay, we got it.
Yeah.
All right.
Good. Okay. Very good.
Okay, so are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this is about the greater nature of reality. Akashic Record Masters, what is the nature of reality beyond what human consciousness is currently capable of perceiving?
Reality is so underestimated, they're telling me. What we see is so small in comparison to that which is. There's a growth within all reality, whether it be in the individual, in the planetary or interplanetary, and galaxies are continuing to be expanded and new ones are coming up because reality is continuously advancing and vibrating and moving up to bring us to the highest potential. Many times when you are dreaming, or when you are having a or even a daydream or a vision, these are ways of accessing some of that reality as far as entities are concerned. Trust that whatever it is that is happening in there is something that is important for you to understand. And also, nothing happens by accident. The nature of reality is that that which is always, and there is nothing more than now. And even when we say now in this time, it's already past. So it's very, it's very, very difficult
It's a
for us.
little mind-boggling.
It is mind-boggling. And they're saying that that's just one little tiny small part of it. But yeah.
Wow. Well, thank you, Akashic Record
Mhm.
Masters. Blows my mind. Okay. What is the true nature of creation, and how does creation occur?
Much like the work that has been done by doctors and scientists and researchers on the creation of a being, such is also all of creation. So it is continuous expansion, and it's much like the nature of reality, in that when we are as humans impregnated, we start with the sperm and the egg, and then it goes into 2 and 4 and 6 and 8 and 10. It just goes and goes and goes. This is exactly what happens throughout everything. And the fact that we can see it from that viewpoint should show us that from a speck, or from a small substance, basically, so many big things can happen, and collisions of universes, and how they interacted with each other are what has deemed the creation of that which exists around us.
Wow, that just gives me a huge image of the microcosm and the macrocosm.
Absolutely.
It's just amazing. Thank you for that, Akashic Record Masters. And what exists beyond our concepts of time, space, matter, energy, and consciousness?
Wow. They're telling me that we are the stuff that stars are made of. Yeah, I'm feeling like stardust, and but that seems more like a metaphor. There's so much that we don't know compared to what we do know, and there's so much we probably will never know. But they're saying there's faith, there's a concept, there's a belief, and that's important to all of those other components in order to make them manifest.
Oh, wow, that's beautiful.
Spark of the divine, maybe. Yeah.
Oh, lovely. Thank you, Akashic Record Masters. And what is the relationship between consciousness and the universe itself?
Thank you. They're showing me the wings of a butterfly. They There's a concept that if we went back in time and we changed anything, that everything could be changed, and that can be even evidenced by the wings of a butterfly. And so the concept is to be where we are, to be who we are, to be elevating, to be working through, and having this vessel called a soul that we are able to move around. I'm seeing it as a vehicle for us. And of course, that makes sense because we come back again and again, sometimes as totally different entities, or even extraterrestrials. But the same thing exists in all of it, which is the spark of the soul and the divine. They're bringing that back up again because they're saying, is there nothing more miraculous than the wings of a butterfly? And the butterfly resembles the transformation that we all go through in birth and in our lifetimes. Yeah.
That's beautiful. Thank you, Akashic Record Masters. That's huge. What does the human concept of a dimension actually represent within the greater structure of existence?
Okay, they're so funny. It's merely a placeholder, they're saying.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, they're like, they're saying, you can access all of it, but you're not ready for all of it. So we put you in a placeholder and you work towards whatever it is that which dimension that you're going to work with and through. It's somewhat tiered, but there's so many levels. It's like, okay, take it out of this slot, put it in this time slot. Now try this one. And we sometimes vacillate between a lot of them in a lifetime and after lifetime, between lifetime. But in a regular lifetime, we may, as we are learning, elevate from third to fourth to fifth dimension. And we should feel happy that we have the ability to do that as we live and breathe, as much as you could come in and choose a different dimension once. It's like they're showing me karate belts. Okay. It's like you made this one, you were a white belt, now you're a yellow belt, and then you're an orange belt. You're going on and on. You're learning and growing in each one. Yeah.
I love that. That's beautiful. And I just want to say to everyone in the chat, you're welcome to put your universal questions in, and they should be questions that are for everyone, nothing personal. So thank you. And we'll choose from the questions that sound like they would really benefit everyone. So is there, Akashic Record Masters, any underlying intelligence or organizing principle within creation? And if so, how does it operate?
Underlying principle. What was the second one?
It is, and so if so, how does it operate? Okay. If there is that organizing underlying principle, how does it work?
I'm getting that tear again, that sort of not crying tears, but tears of
layers.
Layers. There is an organizing principle, and they're showing me like 6 blackboards or whiteboards, and they have this formula, scientific formula, and there's somebody madly writing it all, and it's like so big that it's incomprehensible, and yet it exists. So it's like an infinite levels of change. And they're saying that sometimes we soul contract into that what we want to do, and we are elevated because of the work we've done before, or something that we really want to bring in for ourselves. And some of us get really frustrated with it because it can shift, because it has an intelligence. So you're thinking one thing and then something happens, and a lot of parallel lives come in because you make so many choices. Things shift in each choice. Yeah.
Wow. Perfect. That's beautiful. Thank you, Akashic Record Masters. And Rossi is asking, why are so many young people passing at this time?
Ooh, wow. They're telling me that when it came time for incarnation, they were considered to be like the third wave of volunteers. And a lot of them have not been here before, or been here less than a lot of others, a lot of other times. But a lot of them are star seeds. And so the star seeds, they don't have to deal with the density of the earth. They have a much, I won't say it's an easier time, but there's different laws that apply, so to speak, for these people, for these entities. So it's almost as though some of them come in with the autism problem. Some of them have that. Some of them are neurodivergent, which is very much been explained by the fact they're star seeds. But many of them get here and they're overwhelmed. And they do not want to do this kind of work because they came in here to grow and learn and be compassionate and loving folks. And they're not seeing that being mirrored right now. And so they're choosing to leave and perhaps come back at a more building time for the planet and what its needs will be. And they want to make sure they're available when that time comes. Could be a couple hundred years, but it could maybe be 50 years, and they want to be younger at that time.
Oh, that sounds beautiful. Thank you, Akashic Record Masters, for that. Yeah. And we have Gary for Grace is asking, can we change soul contracts?
Yes. And we have discussed this with you before, not that the question is bad to ask again, but yes, soul contracts can change. But we also have different exit points. We kind of have, I think it's 2 to 3 exit points. And so, things aren't going along so well. You can choose to exit. You can also choose to exit, and perhaps another entity can come in and as a walk-in, so to speak, and take over what it is. And usually a personality shift occurs. And so this person is themselves, but maybe not themselves as you knew them before. But yes, I think that they do allow for the shifting of contracts. But if you're contracting with all these different people that show up in your life or different situations, it's a lot harder to do that. So they're pretty insistent that you kind of think about this before you write it, before you come here. And they're saying some things are non-negotiable. Some things are non-negotiable.
Okay, thank you for that, Akashic Record Masters. That's beautiful. And what is the Akashic Record Masters understanding of infinity?
That which you can never imagine, that which has no beginning and no end, and that which holds all potential.
Ooh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. And what Akashic Record Masters is the purpose of a universe capable of becoming conscious of itself through the beings within it, such as Earth. I mean, universe. So it's not just Earth. It's all
not just Earth. But okay. Yeah. But because we live, because these two entities and others that listening are on Earth. Let me verify something. Okay. The universe has placed particular planets, new stars, new star systems, new galaxies, far from each other on purpose, because they know that man can be fickle. At least man can be fickle. I don't know about, and I guess we'd be an ET to somebody else. So they're saying that the universe recognizes what seems to be working and what doesn't seem to be working planetarily. And they also, they work with Mother Nature as well. They nudge us and they nudge us hoping that we'll wake up because they're aware. The universe is aware. But after a while, much like a spoiled child who doesn't get what they want, they have to sit in detention or sit against the wall, or there's something about that. It's like, we tried to give this to you. We tried this time and it didn't work. We tried this time. Come on, wake up. Let's go. But it's an entirety. And yes, we always have had a schism in awake and not so awake, but that has to do with, but everybody has the potential. And we are not to awaken anyone that doesn't want to be awakened. So they're just saying, gosh, we know that we probably know your human nature more than you do yourself. And we make a plan around that. And then we try to create that in other places throughout the universe. If it's working in one universe, that's what we do.
Beautiful. Thank you, Akashic Record Masters. Very interesting. And Gary for Grace is asking, does our soul have more than one life at the same time?
Yes, Gary. Yep. We have parallel lives. And somewhere in another parallel universe, the job you took wasn't taken, and you have a different job, or you have a different relationship with a spouse or a sister or a brother, or the full potentiality actually exists within us. And I would say that along with that is that universe that exists within it. So, in some universe, political leaders weren't elected and others were, or something like that. They're saying, we're not going to go there because that's pretty boring for people. But it's an example. It's an example. You're saying,
yeah, that's beautiful. Thank you, Akashic Record Master. That makes perfect sense. And Mary Starshine's asking, is the Akashic Record manifested within our unique DNA?
Yes. Yes, we carry our Akashic records. We can read our own Akashic records, is what they're saying. You can read your own. But with that, we tend not to be as accurate with things as someone else reading them, because they're coming from a detached view. And when we're reading our own, we're in the midst of the feelings surrounding it, and the mistakes we've made, or we're into blaming for some reason. But that doesn't mean you can't. So it is carried within that system and is accessible, as are other people's Akashic records accessible to you if you get their permission to look at them. Yes.
Beautiful. Okay. Thank you so much, Akashic Record Masters. And Summer is asking, can we meet our own soul in our dreams?
Oh, that's beautiful. Well, that's basically what you're doing. You are meeting yourself there. You're meeting yourself. You may not recognize the self you meet. It may be a past life self. It may be a part of your shadow self that you're not aware of. So yes, your soul inhabits, and it's actually easier to meet your higher self there. And that's the wisdom that we don't know we really have access to, but can be shown in symbolic and crazy imagery. And there are no people in your dream that you have never met. That is what the Akashic records are saying. In other words, somebody comes in looking a certain way. You think this person has sort of husband energy or wife energy or something, but it doesn't look anything like your husband or wife, but it was. So it's an access point for you. It's free. they're saying. They get my Akashic Records guides get real sassy. They're like, it's free. You don't have to pay for it. But yes, Summer, I like your question. Yes.
Oh, that's really good. I love that. And Summer poses another question related, which is good because I'm going to say it a little different way than how she posed it. So she's saying having a dream about your soul and meeting them in your dreams, like our soul from another incarnation talked to us in the present incarnation. Can you speak to the idea that we have different souls or we have one soul?
Okay.
In our individuated form.
In our individuated form. So we have one soul. I want to say it's the oversoul. And we do have access to our past lives. In fact, we carry many traumas from them, and we don't even know why we're afraid of something or what we're dealing with. Where did that come from? But there's because Akashic Records because of the infinity of the timeline, which is not straight, not linear, we live past life, present life, future life, all in the same soul. So yes, you would be able to tap into even a future soul, your expression of the future soul, because everything's happening simultaneously. So yeah, before you go to bed, ask to have your soul come talk to you, and ask if you want somebody that is an older soul, or a soul that's been here before, or a soul that will come in, and what that might entail. But you do have that access. It just seems like it's a hard thing to get to, but you got to give up trying, they're saying. You just got to let it go.
I love that. Beautiful answer, Akashic Record Masters. Thank you. And Gary for Grace is asking, can we share something about karma, Akashic Record Masters? Can we change it? Or is there even karma anymore?
Yeah, the idea of karma is, of course, well, we aren't really experiencing a lot of that anymore. It's sort of eradicated itself in some ways, but then we do see instant karma sometimes. So but I'm going to put that in a position where we can manifest in real time. Basically, we see it right away. And so I'm thinking that from karma, it's come into manifestation and it's changed in that way. But yes, you can heal any karmic things that we do that in an Akashic Records reading, where we go back and we look at what is causing the problem, and then we find a way of getting rid of it. And you can look at it from a different perspective. You can go through it, but then we do the release ceremony, and a lot of people have found relief in that. A lot of people have not. It takes longer. Because everybody's different. But between the karmic element and your DNA ancestral healing, they're two different things. The body stores epigenetic materials from your from your ancestral line. Yeah. But the karmic is sort of it sounds funny, but it's like a cloud around your head. It's sort of outside of you in some ways, but yet you carry the wounding inside. So, it's going to be different for everybody, I think, in how they see it. But those two components really work well in tandem, because they can both take care of what needs to be taken care of, one on the physical level and one on the spiritual level.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Akashic Record Masters. Beautiful answer. And Summer's just coming in saying she experienced that soul meeting before. And what your answers, Akashic Record Masters, really resonate with her. Great. And so I'm just looking, everybody's engaged so much. I'm just going to go now to our next question prepared Source, soul, and individuality. What is the source? What is source before we give it names such as God, divine intelligence, creator, or consciousness?
Source is the great I am. It is, it's the spark of the divine that resides in all of us. And many different spiritual traditions speak to it, but yes, it's called different things. First cause, God, the Godhead. But it's always existed. It always will exist. But they're saying it's not a little man in the sky. So, yeah.
Thank you, Akashic Record Masters. And why does oneness express itself through individual points of awareness?
That's beautiful. If you take the word atonement, it's at one-ment. And so that atonement is how we sort of tune in. And if we allow ourselves to just see and be and allow and let things wash over us and flow, these points become epiphanies. They become ways of living that maybe, or realizations of the truth. There are many people who have not felt they have reached enlightenment, and yet they have done wonderful and creative things. So it looks differently in everyone. And so don't worry about where your light shines. It says, you know what your point is and where that direction is going, and just simply atone for it. Be at one with it.
Beautiful. Thank you, Akashic Record Masters. And Gary for Grace is asking, please share your wisdom, how to heal and live in this world.
Ooh. The Akashic Records Masters are, they have their heads bowed at this point. They're saying that they are seeing a lot of infinite sadness, and that joy and harmony must come from the individual, which is really, really difficult when things are difficult. But there is an expectation in society that happiness is out there somewhere waiting for us. And they're saying everything we have is within us that can be healed. And most everything can be changed with a change in perception and belief. They're saying a lot of people are feeling the same way right now, wondering why they contracted to come in to be here, especially at this difficult time. And I'm being reminded that not all reincarnations are good reincarnations for us. The ones that are the hardest are the ones from which we learn more. If we can learn more as a group and we can retain it, which is the hardest part, they're saying, then we can heal from that wounding that is continuous over time. Something has to come in and act as a salve on the wound. And it must take place in the mind and the intention of the individual. Mm-hmm. They want you to know, and others to know that are feeling this way, that they are beside you and they're there to help you. As you reach out to your guides or your masters or your angels, they're saying the Akashic Records guides know everything about your life and your lives. Ask them for help if you're feeling you need it.
That's beautiful. Thank you, Akashic Record Masters. I appreciate that. And Mary Starshine's asking, how is our auric field influenced by the Akashic, the quantum field?
Ooh, ooh, ooh. Oh my God, there's so many layers to our auric field. Um, I I don't know how many layers above, but let's just say 10, 11 layers above. It's like here, but it beams in. I mean, it's there. You can access it. It reminds me of when you record something to the cloud. It's like it's there, but you just can't see. You can't
Oh,
see it. Yeah. It radiates, it permeates, and when you know more about it and you understand how it kind of works, um, it makes a lot of sense that we have this available to us. Why would you send people with no tools in order to access what they need to know? And so I believe that we have just simply shut down so many things, or the current modalities are shut up and put up, or don't get involved with that, or there's so much division, but that division um, can be broached. Just belief in it. It's there for you. Makes a huge difference when you're learning how to reach your Akashic records.
okay. So, and Mary Starshine saying, "Oh my gosh, yes, Aley." So, okay. So, thank you for that, Akashic Record Masters.
Yes.
What is the deepest nature of the soul that humans have not yet understood?
They're suggesting we look at the dog as a species, and they're saying unconditional love when there's no or compassion. You can, not that I want to or anyone else wants to strike a dog, but you can hurt a dog, and the dog will come and lick you. Not that the Akashic Records is saying, keep your tongues in now. It's okay. But they want you to know that unconditional love of yourself first.
Mm-hmm.
You first. You go
Yeah.
first. Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you, Akashic Record Masters. That was beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
And what part of ourselves exists beyond the personality, the higher self, and even the individual soul?
They're showing me netting. Um, it's almost as though if someone were to take a X-ray or look at your soul, they will see the lessons you've gone through simply by some of the holes that are there, and some of us are more whole than others. Um, the soul, the soul wants that mended in a lot of ways, and so there are some that believe in the idea of soul retrieval. In other words, it's like a patch up job, so to speak. It's like when your tire has to be patched in order for you to go inflate it again. It's an ability to access that which is on the far layers of the soul, but that can affect us and sometimes hold in or keep out things that are best for us, or things that we do not need to deal with anymore. And some of it is personality judgment that we have made, even though we're not aware. It's a subconscious judgment.
Oh, beautiful. Thank you, Akashic Record Masters.
Mm-hmm.
How far does our consciousness actually extend beyond the human being we currently experience ourselves to be?
So there are some that would say 3 feet, and we are all here having a good laugh over that. We think it's more like, because you can hold light in your community up to 200,000 people as a light worker. I'm going to say not a big city, but a small town. You can influence a small town. Your light shines that brightly. as far as the proximity of your aura and all that, there are outer layers, etheric body, so on and so forth. But really, your influence extends a lot further than you think it does. And one light worker can actually lift the vibration of an entire, 40,000 people or 200,000 people. I think it's 200,000. If they're wanting that, even if they don't want it, you're not pushing it on them. You're providing it for them if they choose to move in that direction.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Akashic Record Masters. And Wild Lilac is asking, is the soul and the higher self the same?
That's a good question. It's a component of the soul. The higher self is a component of the soul, is what I'm hearing. In other words, it is something that we, like the Akashic Records, your higher self is something that you can access, and most people do access that in their dreams, if you're dreaming, right? And we all dream, but we just don't all remember the dream. Mm-hmm. So I believe that that is accessible. There are some people that actually channel their higher selves, or they channel their guides or their ascended masters. Right. The soul is the repository of all our lives, all our future lives, but also all of those we've probably ever influenced. It seems that there is decidedly a community in our soul, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Thank you, Akashic Record Masters. And I want to welcome Coco Zan, who's new here and looking forward to learning more. It's great to have you here, Coco Zan. Thank you for joining us. And our next question is, what happens to individuality as consciousness expands into greater awareness of oneness?
They're saying your individuality never goes away, and you do not have to have groupthink, or you do not have to agree with everything that that comes with that. That the expansion works because of the different energies and the different influences of the people around it. It provides safe space for those who are in need of healing, and also expands awareness to a tipping point where eventually whatever has been being worked on, so to speak, reminds me of the age of Aquarius. It came up and it came up, and now it's tipped over, and we're in it and we're working with it in a different way, but as a community. But staying individual is always accessible and a choice, and the best choice. There need not be any leaders or any followers. There is equity.
That's beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. I love that. Thank you, Akashic Record Masters. Why is forgetting our greater nature such an important part of the human experience?
It's the media machine, unfortunately, at this point. So many distractions. When you allow yourself to enmesh with the distractions, it takes away from the understanding of why you are here and what you're here to do. And some of the distractions are purposeful. They're meant to make decisions for you or do things for you that take away your autonomy, take away your personality, just become part of the larger group. And so that's why we're even more distracted than we've ever been here on this planet with all the things that keep happening in the culture.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Akashic Record Masters. And Wild Lilac's asking, I am confused. Why do some invite their higher self and then ask themselves to leave? I feel the higher self and soul reside within me and is my true self.
Yeah, it's what you already know. But I don't. Why would your higher self tell you to leave unless you doubted that you were really reaching it? I believe that, it's that part of us that knows us so well. It knows what our shadow is. It knows what we're good at. I agree with you. I believe that the higher self is us. It's just a part of us that is not as developed, let's say, in a lot of people, but it is accessible to us. I don't know why it would ask you to leave. I'm feeling.
They're asking, I'm confused as to why some people invite their higher self and then ask their higher selves to leave.
Okay. They invite their fear. It's probably fear. If you start getting a message from somebody or something comes through to you that you would like to know, but oh my God, I don't know. I'm scared. It could be that there's some fear that, something's taken them over, and
Right.
it's probably their fear more than anything. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Sorry.
No, that makes perfect sense.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for that. And what is unique? So this is about the human experience. What is uniquely valuable about experiencing existence through a human body?
Wow. All right. So they're saying sometimes you have to walk in the shadows, and sometimes you have to walk in the light to get to where you need to go. And they're saying the density, at least of this particular incarnation on this planet, is so heavy. While you're experiencing it, it has nothing to do with necessarily with your physical weight and how fat or thin you are, but it's the density is so heavy that it works to ground you and keep you here to learn those things that are all in front of you. But many of you are beyond that, and they're saying that's why a lot of you spend time with your guides in your head, whatever it is, and balance those two energies in order to make sense of what the walking part means. So it's almost as though you are an example of something for yourself, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
You're an example by being here. You're an example to yourself of what you do and what matters. Yeah.
Beautiful. Thank you, Akashic Record Masters. What does humanity misunderstand most about being human?
Humanity does not understand that lack and limitation are human constructs and not reality. That words should be watched, that thoughts are things, that that we as humans are given the grace in order to live in this shell for a period of time and learn the lessons that can elevate you faster than they might on the other side. But there are some on the other side who have no interest in ever coming down here because they don't believe that they would be able to walk the talk that they're currently. Some people feel inadequate to the task.
That's beautiful. Thank you for that, Akashic Record Masters. And now we're going to embodiment of the light. What does embodying the light actually mean from the perspective of the Akashic Record Masters?
When you embody, you are at one with it. Again, there's that at one-ment, embodying the light. I'm seeing lights under people's feet. It's like everybody doesn't have shoes on, and the light is there, and it's always with you. It goes with you wherever you need to go. And that is, I mean, we didn't come down here to, have a sandwich or go watch a movie or take a trip or well, maybe a trip. I'll say that might be all right for you folks down there. But, it's a life lesson. And people forget that. They're not there to get, to get a new phone or whatever. It's to know thyself. Know thyself.
Oh, that's beautiful. I love that. And that leads beautifully into this next question. What changes within a person when their awareness of their divine nature becomes embodied rather than merely understood?
Spiritual growth changes. There are, it's interesting because you make different choices as well. You may not eat meat. A lot of people won't eat meat, or they won't drink alcohol, or they won't smoke or take drugs, or whatever it is, because they recognize that we are a divine vessel. When you're in that energy, the other stuff is icky, and there is no right or wrong except for that which we think. So if we think, what is it, stinking thinking, people say down there? If we think stink, then that's what we bring, but we're not. We are light vessels for our lifetime. But, there's some erasure, there's an eraser in there just before we come, that veil. Although many are not experiencing that as much as they have in the past. There was a fear that if you knew everything about your past life, that you couldn't live the life you are currently in. But now we recognize as Akashic Records Masters that people are saying, look, I'll go down there, but at least I want to have an availability to know who, where, why I was as another soul, because I'm here for growth. I'm not here for, just to take space up.
Yeah. Well, I love that. Beautiful answer, Akashic Record Masters. And Nana Heather, thank you for 200 jewels. That's very sweet of you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. And just so everyone knows, again, these are universal questions for all of humanity, so that nothing is personal, so that everyone can benefit from the answer.
Yeah.
And Coco Zan is asking, what is the best place to start to get in touch with your higher self?
The Akashic Records say, okay, masters say, okay, don't lose me now. Meditation. Yeah. The other thing, tuning forks to above, I think it's a 756 or something like that, is harmony. It's finding what works for you to shut down the noise and I want to say sit in gratitude. You're sitting in gratitude. And you're going to do a little type of ritual, whatever it is that you want to do. Light a candle, take a hot bath first, whatever it is you want to do. And you're going to sit with it, and you're going to give it a lot of time, because it takes time. But whatever comes through that you hear, and most of us don't hear it out here, because we'd probably be jumping out of our skin if we did. And we hear it here, and trust it. Trust it. It's not there for no reason. And a lot of people will say automatically, oh, how do I know if it's me talking? Well, it is you, but it's your higher you. So yeah, trust whatever message you receive. And sometimes that message could be a song comes on that you hear that's, oh, that kind of resonates. Or something happens, a sign shows up somewhere, that brings you that sort of understanding that you have connected.
Okay, beautiful. Okay, so I love that. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
As our intuitive awareness increases, how can people distinguish genuine inner knowing from belief, expectation, conditioning, or desire?
Mm-hmm. Oh, beautiful question. And don't let anybody else tell you that, well, you just wanted that. That's all. Feel it. Feel it. Where is it in your body? Is it in your gut? Is it in your lower abdomen? If you're familiar with the chakras, then you know pretty much where they are placed within the meridian lines. But quite honestly, sometimes spirit comes in and, for instance, there's something you have to do. You have to talk to somebody and you're just trying to figure out if you should or not. And then you open your mouth to talk and you can't, nothing comes out.
Yeah.
And so, you may have a blockage, but it also may be your higher self telling you, not yet, not a good idea. So trust your intuition, because your intuition is spot on 99.99999% of the time. And if it's a fear, you're going to feel it more in the gut. You're going to feel it in that area. For me, I get a stomach ache when something doesn't resonate with me.
Mm-hmm.
But everybody's different. So see where if it's in your shoulder, are you shouldering too much responsibility, and so on.
I love that. That's beautiful. Thank you for that, Akashic Record Masters.
Mm-hmm.
And I just want to say, everyone in the chat, thank you so much for being here. We're at 56, almost 57 minutes in, and it flew by. And I love everyone in the chat for all their questions and their participation. And so I just want to say hi to Summer, Gary, Rossi, Wild Lilac. Good to see you. Thank you for being here. And Gary for Grace, if I didn't just say that. Mary Starshine, thank you for all your questions. And our new member, Coco Zan, thank you for being here.
Thank you for finding us.
Yeah, thank you for finding us. And let's see. The Dreamer Music, thank you for being here. Linda Bishop, I'm sorry it's over 100 degrees in Texas and I'm eating soup. Good for you.
Oh, Linda. She's had her penance. She's had her penance there. She really has.
I really.
Yeah.
I shouldn't laugh. It's 100 degrees here too.
Well, yeah, but you knew that you what you got yourself
into.
It.
I knew it. And here I am still. So everyone, you participated beautifully, and I thank the Akashic Record Masters so much for their beautiful, beautiful answers. So much wisdom, and really
thank you for the great questions. Thank you for the great questions for them. So, we want you to know that every other week we do this show, and every other week one of us asks the questions while the other one asks their masters and gives the answers to it. So next time we'll be on Val's channel in a couple of weeks. We'll let you know. And if you have any questions before the show, send them in.
Absolutely. So your questions are always welcome. The universal questions, nothing personal, because it's something that we're answering questions to benefit humanity.
But you can contact either one of us for an Akashic Records reading.
You absolutely can.
Anytime.
Absolutely, 100%. And if you're so inclined, you can join the Akashic Record class September 20th.
There you go. Oh, it's so wonderful. It really is. Yeah. I don't have an answer to this. She said, "How come we can't hype you?" I don't know.
Oh, I don't know. It should be hypeable. Maybe it has to be done live streaming to hype it. Usually the hype, when I see it come up, it's on a finished video that's completed processing.
Oh,
and then you can hype it. You don't. Don't think it's hypeable during live
During the
stream.
show?
Because,
Okay.
yeah, because it has to finish processing within YouTube. Yeah. So come back to it after.
You'll have to
Maybe
keep a
tomorrow and hype it.
Thank you for even wanting to do that for me.
Yeah, that's very sweet. Very
Yes,
sweet. Thank you so much, everyone.
Yeah.
And,
And thank you,
see
Val.
next time.
Please check out Val's channel, Dragonfly Crystals et al. She's got them all over there. Yeah, the Disclosure channel. I said it right this time.
You did.
And also she does next level channeling. So
Yes.
she's fabulous, as you well can see. So everybody have a wonderful red day. Hype put your video out there, I think, for more people to see. I think that's what it is.
Yes, it does. Hype, it puts it out there. That's a really wonderful thing to do for someone's video. Yeah. So do that, come back after it's done processing, even tomorrow morning or whenever, and hit, hype it. Yeah.
That would be great. I'd love it. Thank you. All right, everybody. Take care. Thank you, Val.
Thank you.
Bye-bye, everyone.